Now, if you've been on the internet at all throughout the past couple of months, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about when I say that Dave Bluntz is on the verge of dying if he continues to put his health to the side for money and fame. Now, if you don't know who Dave Bluntz is, or you just don't know what's happening to him, well, you're in luck. Because in today's video, we will be looking at Dave Bluntz, how he became viral in the first place, and why his management team does not give a single F about him or his weight issue, which leaves him on stage with oxygen tanks and couches to sit on. Now, from the title of the video, you may think that I'm being harsh or that I don't care about him at all, but that would be a misinterpretation of the title. I think only a few people in Dave Bluntz's circle truly care about his health, while others around him will do anything for him just because they know that they'd get the benefits for helping him. Pretty much like yes men who will bring him food or let him perform on stage without being healthy enough and will lie to his face about his weight issue. But before we even get into that, subscribe to the channel to become part of the fam and get us closer to 200,000 subscribers. Now, Dave Bluntz was born in July of 2001 and is currently 23 years old. He'd blow up over the summer with his appearance on the TikTok account On The Radar. This video was plastered all over TikTok, and it eventually went viral. Not really because Dave Bluntz was going crazy with his lyrics, but more so because of the sus stuff that he was saying while he was freestyling. But another thing people started to notice was his weight. He was a bigger dude, but had a very melodic voice, which caught a lot of listeners off guard, because his voice did not match his appearance. This video started to get traction to Dave's music, and before long, Dave would get more recognition. Dave was a certified TikTok rapper at this time, and because he started to gain more and more attention, that's when Dave decided that he was finally going to drop some more music, which is when he released one of his biggest albums to date, which was called Well Dude, Here's My Thing, which featured Dave's biggest song yet, titled The Cup. This song skyrocketed Dave to the big leagues, and he'd start to collab with some of the bigger names in the music industry like Babytron. But even with all of the love that Dave was receiving because of his voice, he'd still get a ton of hate because of his weight. And these weren't from people who wanted to see him win and get skinny. These comments were from people who just wanted to be hateful and not give him any actual recommendations or tips for his weight loss. Another huge hit to Dave was him constantly being in and out of the hospital, being admitted in the hospital for days at a time. This was due to his size, with his weight causing him heart and breathing problems. Even if you look at his Instagram, there are pictures on there where it shows Dave laying in a hospital bed recording songs because he'd be in the hospital for days and couldn't get to the studio. Now, even though his song The Cup being a hit should have been a huge moment for Dave, it would ultimately leave him with more negativity than ever before. The comments from people online didn't really bother him though. He'd make a few troll posts back at the negativity like these that said, "I sat on stage, now they can't stand me," and "You was sitting at home, I was sitting on stage." Even though these posts were trolling the haters, the comments were littered with people begging him to put the cup down and to focus on his physical health because they didn't want him to die soon. There were other troll comments which mentioned that he only had 1 year max, which was kind of like a trend to do underneath all of his comments. But the most prominent comments were these, which read, "You seem like such a happy person, and you're seeing success finally, dude. Please take your health seriously. And please put the cup down. Dave, we're worried about you." And finally, "Dave, please manage your health. Your voice is too precious to be gone so soon. Love you, man. Hope you make better decisions, not just for those who preach to you, but for yourself." A lot of these comments were from people who were concerned about his well-being, but there were a bunch of negative comments as well. And even though Dave was able to brush off all the negative comments from online people, he wouldn't be able to brush off a comment from a legend in the rap game. After a video of Dave Bluntz sitting on a chair during his concert started to make its rounds online, the video would be seen by Snoop Dogg, who would post a video onto his Instagram page with the caption, "Well, put down the chicken wings and Tata chips, nephew, and that chair gonna break soon. Get to the end of the cup," and this caption would have 3 laughing emojis. This comment from Snoop Dogg actually bothered Dave, and he would actually respond to Snoop Dogg in an Instagram post saying, "It has come to my attention that Snoop Dogg wants me to put the cup down. He also had a few other choice words to say about my first performance that were not so nice. That's okay. Maybe it's just because Snoop Dogg doesn't know me that he decided to say those mean things about me. Well, Snoop, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm actually a very good guy. I take care of my family, I put my friends into positions to win, and I'm chasing my dreams every day. I think you're a good guy, Snoop Dogg. My favorite movie of yours is Baby Boy. Now, in that movie, you played a guy who was about to have unwanted sex with his ex-girlfriend in front of her son. If I was to judge you off of that performance, I would say you're not a good guy, but I didn't judge you off of that performance. So please don't judge me off of my performance." After this, Dave would perform again, and during his performance, he'd call out Snoop again, pretty much asking the crowd if they had a problem with him sitting on stage.
Hey, Chicago, do y'all have a problem with me sitting down on this stage? Exactly. Get the fuck off my dick, Snoop Dogg.
Now, obviously, everybody should have said yes if they did actually care about Dave and his issues with his weight. But no one really cares about Dave Blunt's, only his voice and his music, which is actually pretty sad. After the drama calmed down, No Jumper would speak about the situation and Dave would call into the show and express how he was feeling with this whole beef with Snoop Dogg, and how it actually did hurt him because it was a big moment for his career, but Snoop Dogg took it away by poking fun at him and using his platform of over 80 million followers to joke about his weight, which led to even more eyes on Dave. But these eyes were trolls who came to poke fun at his weight and how he can't even get out of his chair, which dimmed the light of his big performance and his performance in front of a big audience.
Sorry.
Okay, so I'm 100% going to be honest. Yes, I am on oxygen currently. As you guys seen, I was in the hospital a few days before my Juice WRLD show, and they said, you're going to need to be on oxygen, and you're going to have to stay in the hospital. And I said, fuck no, there's no way I'm missing this. Is there any way that I can do the show? And they said, well, if you take oxygen with you, we can okay you to leave the hospital.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, fuck it. Like, bro, I'm not going to stop nothing from achieving my dreams and achieving my goals.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? And as far as the Snoop Dogg shit, yeah, I mean, that's real. You know, I had got on the first altercation we had, I got on the stage and he said, you know, put down the chips, put down the all that other shit. And I'm just like, my whole thing about that, why I didn't like that was because that was a very proud moment. You know, that was my first time performing, and I didn't do nothing to nobody. I didn't say anything to anybody. I just performed, achieved my goals, and that was a really proud moment for me. And so for me to get online the next day and to see people shame me for that, I don't necessarily feel like that's cool. And like that's and Snoop Dogg being who he is, it's like, why would you add on to it knowing you have a platform of 88 million followers?
And we all love Uncle Snoop.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just anybody. That's Snoop Dogg getting on your helmet. But
exactly. And people were saying that he was trying to help me. And it's like, bro, I don't necessarily see that as you trying to help me. You trying to get some jokes off.
After this, Dave was back in the hospital again for the 4th time in about 2 months. And this is not a good look for someone who is 23 years old. What also is not a good look is his management team gifting him a big ass cake for hitting 1 million views on his song The Cup on YouTube. Now I understand that celebrating a huge accomplishment is normal, but giving Dave a big ass cake, knowing that he won't know how to control himself and not eat the whole thing, is just really, really careless and terrible. Dave said in a bunch of videos, not just one, a bunch of them, that he can't stop eating if there's food in front of him. But people around him just don't care about his health. There are a bunch of different and healthier options that they could have given him to celebrate his milestone. But a cake is something that only supports his unhealthy habits that are slowly killing him. In the comments, people wrote, whoever bought this man a cake should be charged with accessory to murder. Bro, I'm saying this out of love, you don't need no more cake. Boss, the world wants to hear new music from you for years to come. I'll leave it at that. And Dave, you've been in the hospital 4 times the past month. Please put down the cup. Now, because Dave Blunt's has his management team's ads in his description, people started to come after his manager, Jay Wiz. And in one of his newest photos, people wrote, look after Dave Blunt's health. Turn it around. Not cake in hospital. And then another person wrote, now why you go and gift that man a big ass cake while he lying in that hospital bed knowing he has a condition? And Jay would respond with, look like you don't need no cake either. Now, this is probably the dumbest reply I've ever seen. It's very childish, and he pretty much ignores the fact that he's slowly killing Dave Blunt's, and he just doesn't really even care. Because someone is genuinely concerned and confused as to why Dave's management would gift him a cake, the management would respond in such a dumb way. As you can tell, the dude does not care about Dave, only the benefits that he gets from Dave. Jay has no talent, which is why he acts the way he does, and will keep feeding Dave because along with Dave's beautiful voice, his weight is also a big reason why he went viral in the first place. Jay is not Dave's friend, and I'm not sure if Dave actually has any friends or people who genuinely care about him. And just like actual drugs, they enable him into eating more food instead of helping him with his diet or keeping him on a strict schedule of working out or eating right to try to get him out of the hospital and moving around more. I do really feel bad for Dave because he's being led down a darker path by people he thinks are his friends, but they just aren't. He's noticeably bigger now than what he was in the beginning of the summer, and he's just continuing to pack on the weight at an alarming rate. And it's honestly insane because it's a reflection of the people you have around you. Because if they see that you have a problem and they see that you are already big, if they were really good friends, they would try to guide you into working out and eating less, but they just don't. But not to go off topic, but people also suspect that he's not as big of a lean addict as much as he says he is. And people think there is literally nothing in his cup. And it was a character that got him mainstream, so now he has to play into that role.
You know? Now, like I said, we still don't know if Dave Blunt's really be sipping lean or not, or is this just a part of his image? Because he do always be having a double cup, and most of the time when he got that double cup, that shit be empty, so we still don't know.
And I'm gonna be completely honest with you boys, Dave is not this big from sipping lean. In fact, I don't think Dave even sips lean at all. If you look at all of the videos of him holding the cup, there's nothing in that cup, and there never has been.
Let me see what's in the cup, Mahat. Let me see what's in the cup, Mahat.
Let's see.
You,
Cup reveal.
you see what it says right here, bro?
Dave Blunt purple stuff.
That's what it says, bro.
You gonna let me see inside of it?
Hey, man, I just showed you what was in it, man. I just told you.
It's the purple stuff.
All right, the purple stuff, nigga. All right.
That's an empty fucking styrofoam cup in every clip and every picture he takes with it. The only time I've actually seen something in his styrofoam cup is when he posted the pictures of himself at the hospital. As you can see, there's orange juice in that cup. As someone who's been to the hospital many times, I can tell you right now, that's fucking orange juice.
It's sad that people are taking advantage of Dave. It's sad that he doesn't have friends. And it's sad that people care more about his music than his physical health. He's had a tough life already, living in shelters when he was a kid and losing his dad at the age of 8.
You grew up with both parents?
No, I grew up with my mom. My dad, I didn't really have a relationship with him too much, and then he passed away when I was 8 years old.
How did he pass?
He passed away he was eating something and he choked on it. Yeah, that shit's crazy.
I lost my father when I was 6, so I can't necessarily relate to everything. But what were the hardest parts of your childhood that you felt like you can look to now? And if you could give any advice to someone who'd go through the same thing that you can give them?
I'd say living in a shelter that was it was a domestic violence shelter. So we couldn't be dropped off right in front of the shelter because dudes would be like, oh, that's where my girlfriend lives. Let me go beat on her some more type. You know what I'm saying? So I had to be dropped off from the school bus down the street at a Chuck E. Cheese. Bro, I'm 8 years old. I want to go to Chuck E. Cheese every day. My mom has to tell me, we don't have enough money for Chuck E. Cheese,
Yeah.
Type. And yeah, man, that was hard. Living in motels and just my mom just trying to figure it out. But no matter what we was going through, my mom always made sure that I had some slither of luxury, whether that be we living in the shelter, but at least I have a Game Boy,
Yeah.
We're living in a hotel, but at least for Christmas, I got an Xbox. You know what I'm saying? My mom always made sure that there was one thing that I wanted that I had, no matter what.
And it just seems like he's too trusting with people around him because he doesn't have an authoritarian figure around him who will guide him in the right direction, which is really sad and terrible. I do hope that Dave will take his health more seriously in the future though. Coming from somebody who used to be heavyset, I know that it's not a great life to live, where it's a struggle to even walk up the stairs or walk down the street or go to the mall and hang out with your girlfriend or go on different trips. It's all just too hard. Even walking to your car is tough. And at his weight, it's got to be 10 times harder. But him losing weight needs to get done. Or I really do believe that with his friend group, they will let him eat himself to death. But let me know what you think about Dave in the comments down below. While you're down there, leave a like on the video and also subscribe to join the Bills community and help us get to 200K subscribers by 2026. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.